Hello and welcome. I am Light and this is my channel. And today I'm going to tell you the story of a teenage girl who went missing 40 years ago. She's recently been identified and we now know who her killer was. Before we get started, if you please could give this video a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. It does a lot of good for my channel. Helps for me to be recommended. If you are not already and you would like to be, please subscribe and make sure you click that bell because then you'll be notified when my content goes live. All right, let me tell you the story of Theresa Caroline Fillingim. Over 40 years after a teenager went missing, the sister who reported her missing has finally gotten some answers about what happened. Margaret Johns was contacted by the Hernando County Sheriff's Office last year about her sister, Theresa Fillingim. She was 17 at the time of her disappearance in 1980 in the Tampa area. Margaret told the station WFLA that after she was contacted, police met with her to obtain a DNA sample to establish a timeline. 6 weeks after she was initially contacted by the police in July of 2021, she learned that the DNA sample was a positive match. She's quoted as saying, "It gives me peace because I know I didn't lose her, that she was taken." According to a statement posted to Facebook by the Hernando County Sheriff's Office, the discovery of Fillingim's remains identified one of 2 remaining unidentified victims in the Mansfield Investigation from 1981. Billy Mansfield Jr. is a convicted serial killer who was convicted and sentenced to life in prison for killing 5 women in California and Florida in 1982. In March and April of 1981, 4 sets of human remains were recovered from the Mansfield property located in Hernando County. 2 of the victims were immediately identified. The other 2 remained unidentified until now, where one of the victims has finally been positively identified. Though the remains were collected in 1981 and sent to numerous labs in an attempt to identify them, the investigation was unsuccessful. In 2020, a sample of the remains was sent to the University of North Texas, where officials were able to develop a complete DNA profile to enter into a national database, though a search of that database remained unsuccessful. But all hope was not lost. The complete DNA profile was reviewed, and it was determined that a sufficient DNA sample of the unidentified victim existed for further testing. In addition to the University of North Texas, the authorities then enlisted the help of Parabon Nanolabs, which is a DNA technology company in Virginia. Law enforcement agencies then used the company's snapshot DNA phenotyping service to produce trait predictions for the associated victim. Individual predictions were made for the victim's ancestry, eye color, hair color, skin color, freckling, and even face shape. Parabon's research developed a profile that was utilized in the identification of the victim in this particular case. And from there, investigators were able to work to determine that Fillingim was one of the unidentified victims. Margaret told WFLA that she plans to cremate the remains of her sister and to split them between her and her brother. In a statement to the TV station, Margaret said, "The sad part of it is my whole family never knew what happened to her. My dad died without knowing. My mom died without knowing. My sister died without knowing." The victim's sister also thanked the Hernando County Sheriff's Office for following this cold case and the diligent work they did in bringing her sister home. Thank you for coming, and good night.